Miao。
青春之声，跨越国界，共话未来。
Let us use the voice of youth.
Cross national borders and talk about the future together.
And I think it's really a good chance for me to really know about the Belt and Road Initiative collaboration between China and different countries from the global south. What I'm doing right now is trying to use a project that connects AI tools in protecting the local intangible cultural heritage.
So this story reminds us that every young person has the potential to create meaningful change, whether in their local community or on the global stage.
It's even the most important thing, because culture is everything.
Hello, I'm Chen Zhongrui. Welcome to Global Youth Echo, a conversation program focusing on international youths. And you will hear young people from all over the world share their deep thoughts in their respective fields. And you can find us on Apple Podcasts, 小宇宙 Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. And we welcome likes, subscriptions, shares, and donations. Join us to listen the sound of the international youth wave breaking. Zongxu, now we know that your university years clearly laid a very strong foundation for your career path and future development. And now let's talk about later your first step beyond China's borders. After mastering German and Spanish and multiple languages and developing the diverse skills, you pursued the exchange opportunity at the Technical University of Munich, right? What was the motivation of that? Also interest as well, or something else?
Okay, so I just shared I learned German even before the university.
Oh.
I learned it during high school.
During high school, do you have the...
No, I learned it by myself.
By yourself, out of interest?
Out of interest of both its culture and also the football.
The football?
Yeah.
You're a football person. You play football?
I play football, and also my hometown recently, the Chao, the Global Village Super League is happening in my hometown. So during that period of time, I was so keen on the following up with the different football clubs, especially the Bayern München, the FC Bayern in Munich. So all the things in my mind is that after my bachelor, I will go to Germany for further studies.
Okay. And do you have any special memories when you first got to Munich? Do you find any difference when you really step out of the country and step into, the multicultural environment? Did you find any difficulties or challenges?
Actually, I feel more like impressive about the multicultural environment as you shared, and I feel like I'm so grateful because I communicated with some of my an alumni from Tsinghua, as well as some other some of the other Chinese people over there. They did help me and supported me a lot in, for example, finding accommodations and getting access to the local life, and then to help me to reach out to different people. I'm so lucky because to stay there, I'm not alone. I was with my friends and colleagues, and then we were working together. So it's not a matter for me, I think, to go out of the country and then to settle down in a new environment. It's more like a new journey, and it's a new exposure.
How long did you spend your time there?
It's like an exchange. So I was there for 3 to 4 months around.
3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
After that, you came back to Tsinghua. And I see from your profile that you got your internship at the Izimba hydropower station in Uganda. When was that?
So that was right before the final year of my bachelor.
Right before the final year. That's 2019,
2018.
2018. So from Europe to Africa, I believe your journey took a pretty interesting turn. And what gave you the thought and your resolve to explore that international development in Uganda?
So, as I shared, my thoughts are very kind of unique comparing to other people around me. So, during that period of time, everybody was choosing to go to like Europe or the States to have a summer internship for their research or whatever. But for me, when I heard from the chance from my department, they are having collaborative projects with the company I was to in Uganda. Then I just choose it without any hesitation, because I was thinking that it's really a good chance for me to get to know this mysterious continent, because I have never been there, and I think it's really a good chance for me to really know about the Belt and Road Initiative collaboration between China and different countries from the global south. So in this regard, I was there. So there are a lot of experiences I have had during that period of time, but that really changed my mindset as well, and also shaped my some of my thoughts to what I'm doing in the future.
You mentioned about Belt and Road, and you served as the president of Tsinghua Belt and Road Research Association. Are you still the president now?
Not yet.
No. Okay. And also the Global Youth Ambassador for World Universities Climate Change Coalition, right? And also the Friendly Ambassador for China Sierra Leone Diplomatic Relations. And how do you view these different roles and their interconnections with your journeys? Did your journey inspire you a lot during your different roles in China and in Tsinghua?
I think global networking is a very important strategy for many of the young people if they really want to explore themselves and connect themselves with the world. So back to Tsinghua, we established this student association, the Belt and Road Initiative, together is because we really want to make it set it as a platform for young people from not only global south, but we want to serve as the linkage between the global south and global north to create the south-north dialogue together. So we set up this platform, and we invited a lot of young people from around the world, and now including me, we're becoming its alumni already. And then everybody just back to their country. Most of us are like working on their own journey, but we are still working on the same page, and we have the shared target, which is we want to really create a shared future together. For example, till now, we are heading for the COP29, and a lot of alumni are heading there too. So every year we were celebrating our reunion in different parts of the world. So it's not only about the global networking, but also we really shape the future based on this platform, based on this network. So we do things together continuously, and we make it sustainable.
We talked about jumping out from your hometown to Tsinghua and to international stages, and now let's take the view back to your hometown, because I learned that you've been working on several projects and supportive service platforms, especially about agriculture, because you were majored in agriculture related fields. And could you please introduce to us some initiatives or projects you're working on to help your hometown to develop better?
Sure. So Guizhou is now both its government and also the people-to-people side. We're working very hard on the rural revitalization. And recently we are working tightly with WMO, the World Meteorological Organization from the United Nations. We work with that team. We serve as the connection between the research part and also the local community part. And our core target for this project is because we have a lot of data sets but it's more of a theoretical research perspective. But we really want to seek how we can create the channel, how we can open the gate to those local community people, how they can get access to this data freely without any expertise on it, and then they can still take use of it to benefit their daily life. For example, recently, the compound extreme events are happening everywhere, especially in my hometown, and also some of the different countries.
How do your families and folks in your hometown see your contribution and works about the climate and agriculture development?
I think everybody except for me, everybody is trying their best to devote to this procedure. Like, we are not doing this to make any benefits. So we firstly do this because our hometown just give us the opportunity to explore the world. So definitely in this term, I think everybody just find their own ways to really think about it. But as for the specific projects, I think we are making progress, and we will continue to make progress.
And so it's pretty fascinating to see how, you've merged your international experience with your love and local development. And I think this brings us to a broader question about your hometown's development philosophy. So what would you say is, the core concept behind Guizhou's development, or its distinctive approach to ecological civilization, and how do you balance the relation between tradition and modernization?
So Guizhou used to be one of the most undeveloped provinces in China, and back to that period of time, we really had a really low GDP level. But till now, as you see, the big data center is settled in Guizhou, and a lot of people from around the world, they are attracted by the Guizhou's some of the rural revitalization projects like the Cun Chao, Cun BA, Cun T, something like this. So I think it is just because in this era we highlight a lot to connect the people to its nature in a harmonious way. So I think Guizhou just grabbed this opportunity quite well, because we are there for the ecological civilization tightly. So this is just off the topic that Guizhou is consisting. It's inconsistent with the concept that Guizhou is developing with, and also its people. Like, for us, we live in a harmonious way with different ethnic groups. And also, we treat our nature quite well. We are not destroying the environment. We are we're also, for us, who are in the water resources management perspective, we are also thinking about how we can use our thoughts and how we can use these sustainable projects to utilize the water resources better. So everybody is just thinking about how we can create a sustainable future here together in Guizhou. So I really think it's really grabbed this opportunity that we both have the environment, which has been protected quite well, but meanwhile we also have the people who are always passionate about keeping their own traditional culture, and also they are willing to embrace the modern lifestyle.
After hearing your thoughts, I have to say that your international journey, while maintaining your roots from your hometown, is truly impressive. And as someone who has successfully bridged traditional values with global development and global concepts, what new initiatives or projects are you working on now? Could you please share some of them with us, and about your thoughts, and why do you initiate such projects or initiates?
Okay, that's a very good question. So last month, I was very privileged to have the chance to go to participate in the Summit of the Future at the United Nations headquarters in New York. And during that event, the Secretary General just shared that we as human beings, we need to create a sustainable life with utilizing AI. So currently, I feel it's really true, because we need to embrace the new methodology to think about how we can break up the traditional way. But what I'm doing right now is trying to use a project that connects AI tools in protecting the local intangible cultural heritage. For example, we use the technology of VR and AR, and we empower the local community from Guizhou, from my hometown, to let them to keep this data source from the for example, they take pictures and then they upload it, and then we use the AI algorithm, and then we turn it into a visible way for people who are not even in this field, but they are quite interested in this. So they can still learn from this culture, and then they will be the spreader of it as well. So we will also do a showcase in COP29 for this.
Mm-hmm. You talked about AI and VR and some kind of technology. And I used to see a view that these technologies are actually gaping the difference between popular cultures and unpopular cultures, because popular cultures would be adapted more frequently into through these technologies, while unpopular cultures would be remained unpopular and undeveloped in technology. How do you see that in Guizhou's practice?
I feel like some part it's not a matter of Guizhou. Of course, I think we are talking about this kind of issue. It's like it's a common question for different local communities around the world. Because this year I was the first Chinese to join the UN Indigenous Fellow cohort. So where we were discussing, like we hear from different people sharing their challenges they're facing back to their local communities. So I think Guizhou really grabbed a good chance to explore its own strength based on the new era that currently we need both we need to find a harmonious way for the between the relation of ecological civilization and also the economic development. But for the cultural heritage, it's a sustainable thing, and I think it's even the most important thing, because culture is everything. If you are a community without culture, then people will not have impression on you, and people like it's more of emotional things that people to people relation. We need to use it as a very stable settlement.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that many of our young listeners around the world have been deeply inspired by your story today, and as someone who has turned your challenges into opportunities and local roots into global impact, would you like to share some message and to those young people who are still working on their own efforts and trying to make differences in their own respective fields? What messages would you bring to them?
Actually, I would say as the old saying goes, that all roads lead to Rome. I'm here to share my own stories, but it's more like if you can find your own strengths, then it's the most important thing, because different people has different advantages, and they can. But I think the very important thing for you is to combine the field that you are interested with the field that you are having strength. So this can make things sustainable, because you enjoy doing it and you are very good at doing it. So this can make you feel very, very inspired by yourself and also by everyone else, your colleagues or friends who are working together on the same road as you. So this can make things sustainable.
So our listeners are from all over China and all over the world. What would you recommend if they are planning to go to Guizhou? Any cuisines or activities they must experience?
Well, I think toward this topic I have a lot of things to share, but basically I think if it's the first time for you to come to Guizhou, it's quite different from the other part of China, because we have a very very colorful cultural diversity, and you can get access to different people like who are of different cultural backgrounds. So firstly, I recommend you to go to maybe my hometown. It's the Qiandongnan. It's the southwestern part of Guizhou, where we have a lot of festivals. It's also called the hometown of festivals, because we celebrate festivals almost every day. And the people there they really make you feel, oh, you got so chill in my hometown. And if you come and you just feel free to relax and then entertain and interact with the local people. But as for the the cultural, like the natural scenery, you can go to maybe Tongren. You can go to Guizhou, which is in Anshun, which is very close to the capital city of Guizhou, and the transportation definitely is very convenient, because we all have the high-speed railway station in the main cities of Guizhou. And Guizhou is one of the first provinces who has make each county to have the high-speed way.
So for those who are not so familiar with Guizhou province in China, Guizhou is in the southwest part of China. What's the climate like, Zongxu? How do you feel the weather there?
So if you choose to come to Guizhou, I highly recommend you to come during summer, because it's really cool weather. You can come like not making yourself feel stressful about the weather, because some other parts, in China, maybe it will make yourself feel very, very hot, but here in Guizhou you'll feel very comfortable.
So in today's conversation with Xie Zongxu, we witnessed how the ripples of youth action can grow into waves of global change. And through his unique cultural perspective and unwavering commitment and an international vision, he has shown the world not just Guizhou's but China's achievements and ongoing journey in ecological civilization construction. So his story reminds us that every young person has the potential to create meaningful change, whether in their local community or on the global stage. So as we conclude this inspiring conversation, I'd like to thank you, Zongxu, for sharing your inspiring, remarkable journey with us.
Thank you so much for having me here today, and I'm looking forward to have a more intercultural exchange in the future.
Thank you. And also thank you, our listeners, for joining us on this exploration. Remember, you can always find us on Apple Podcasts, 小宇宙 Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Please like, subscribe, share, and consider to support us, our program through donations. Until next time, keep echoing your voice across the globe.